Dare to play. Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. This is my Center of Operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled How to Be a Detective. It's real helpful, especially if you're new to the mystery-solving business. And be sure to check out my scrapbook. I put memorabilia from all my past cases in there. A lot of them were pretty dangerous and at times really scary. But don't say anything about that to my dad, okay? He worries about me enough as it is. And whatever you do, read what's in the file called Case File. That'll tell you all about the mystery I'm about to try to solve. If you think you're ready to dive into that mystery, just click on the plane ticket and you'll be on your way. P.G. Krollmeister has hired me to investigate a series of equipment meltdowns that have been plaguing the prominent Oklahoma storm research team he sponsors. Since his team has been expected to win the $100 million grant at stake in the upcoming Green Skies Storm competition, Krollmeister suspects that there is something far more sinister than simple equipment failure going on. I'll be joining the team undercover, replacing their previous intern, Pete, who wound up with a broken leg after one of the accidents stranded him directly in the path of a storm. Stepping in at the most dangerous and chaotic period of the chase season, I'm going to have to keep my wits about me to stay on top of the sabotage and the storms. Whoa, oh my gosh! That's a weird piece of debris. Whoa, it's filled with money. I better take this and see who it belongs to.
Next week, on season finale of Heights General, will Dr. Mering finally ask Nurse Julie out? Will the doctors find out that Sylvia still faints at the sight of blood? Before she performs Mr. Jenkins' Inspector colonotomy? Find out Tuesday. We'll see you at the ICU.
Previously on Detective Beach. You're a loose cannon, Norton. I want your badge and your surfboard on my desk immediately. Only one man would be crazy enough to use a shark to swallow that. You gotta put me back on the case, Chief.
With the Milan premiere only weeks away, we'll travel to Paris, France to take a sneak peek at Madame Kay's latest new American creations. Then we'll hop the pond to London and preview Lady Chauffeur's seasonal forecast. Plus, she'll give us her personal tips for looking extra chic during Fashion Week. Dress your best and join us on the record.
Previously on Are You a Detective?
Andrew Morris, you are not a detective.
Previously on Are You a Detective?
Andrew Morris, you are
Previously on Attorney General.
I know.
Next week, on season finale of Heights General, will Dr. Mering finally ask Nurse Julie out? Will the doctors find out that Sylvia still faints at the sight of blood? Before she performs Mr. Jenkins' Inspector colonotomy? find out Tuesday. We'll see you at the ICU.
Previously on Detective Beach. You're a loose cannon, McNo...
With the Milan premiere.
Previously on...
With the Milan premiere.
Next week on...
All right, got it. Looks like garbage. Don't need this. Mice! I agreed to tornadoes, but I did not sign up for mice. Again? All right, Mouse. This house isn't big enough for the both of us.
Nancy, is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Scott wants to meet you.
Be right there.
Nancy Drew, you made it. I'm Scott Varnell, the person in charge of this meteorological train wreck. Welcome aboard.
Are you the person I'll be reporting to?
You'll be reporting to Debbie. But make no mistake, I call the shots around here. Ever seen a real tornado, Nancy?
Well, yeah. As I was driving up to the farmhouse, it wasn't that big, but it sure threw a lot of debris around.
Well, isn't that just peachy? We spend hours racing all over the countryside, and where's all the action? Right in our own backyard. We're never gonna win this thing. The school's gonna pull the plug on us, sell the farm, and that's gonna be all she wrote. And it's all Krollmeister's fault for saddling us with a bunch of Bush League junk. But now that you're here, maybe our luck will change. 2 things you need to do right off the bat. I gotta give a workshop on tornado preparedness at the junior high school next week, so put a sample disaster kit together for me. If anything's missing, go up the road to Ma and Pa's and get it there.
What else would you like me to do?
Second thing you need to do is redesign the warning siren layout for the local community. They just got a set of new sirens and their range is different, so the town asked me, and now I'm telling you, to figure out where to place them so if there is a tornado, everyone will be within earshot of a siren. All the information you need is on the chart in the other room. You have questions about anything, bug Debbie, not me. Nice meeting you. That tornado you just saw. What'd you think?
What do you mean?
Were you excited? Terrified? Did it make you want to go home? What?
Actually, that tornado is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't wait to see another one.
Now that's what I like to see. Wish I could get that sort of enthusiasm out of my students these days. Between you and me, the last few years I've gotten stuck with the worst students. I could be telling them about the most exciting storms on record, and all I get back is a sea of bored faces. Before they defunded my department, I got the best of the best. Students who really cared, like Debbie, but those days are over.
That must really be disappointing.
What are you, like 18? Do me a favor, kid, don't talk to me about disappointment till you've lived long enough to experience it firsthand. I'm sorry, Nancy, I know you meant well. Anyway, good news is it looks like weather conditions for the next 2 weeks are going to be ideal for tornadogenesis. Which means we could be in for a record-breaking string of tornadoes. You may be putting that enthusiasm to good use.
I sure hope so.
Nancy, hi! You've met Scott, the project leader. I'm Debbie, the project manager.
You're the one who'll be giving me orders?
Pretty much. First thing every morning, drop by to see me. I'll let you know what has to be done that day.
Are you still in school?
I just got my doctorate in meteorology from Canute College. From the day I walked into Scott's Theories of Tornadogenesis class, I was hooked. I've been on his chase team in one capacity or another ever since.
You must be pretty easygoing.
I've just learned how to read Scott and deal with his idiosyncrasies, that's all. Like all the equipment malfunctions we've been experiencing. Let's just say that Scott is extremely good at misdirecting blame.
You think the problems are really Scott's fault?
But hey, I could be wrong. Which, by the way, is something you'll never hear him say. Anyway, as for the rest of today, those 2 jobs Scott gave you, get them done. Pretty much everything he says in there, I can hear out here. He's not exactly a low talker. The chart with all the siren stuff is in the living room, and that computer quiz you took will tell you what needs to go into the kit. If any items are missing, you can go to Ma and Pa's general store up the road and buy them. Just purchase wisely, our budget is very limited. And if you haven't introduced yourself to Pa or finished the filing, please do so. And once you're done with all that, you can head out to the cornfield and fix the sprinkler system.
Fix the sprinkler system?
See, this farmhouse and the acreage it sits on were donated to Canute as a research facility. The chase team gets it during tornado season, the agricultural team's here the rest of the year, so we've agreed to maintain whatever projects they've got going in their absence. Right now, they're in the middle of collaborating on something with this big mucky-muck research center in Hawaii, which is just another way of saying, fix those sprinklers ASAP.
I found this box out front when I arrived. Thought maybe I better turn it in.
Wow, there must be a couple $100 in here. Job. Thanks. Payment enclosed.
You don't know whose it is?
No idea. I heard you tell Scott about seeing that tornado, so my guess is the twister carried it in from somewhere else. Maybe even somewhere miles from here.
I'd feel better if you kept it.
Sure. When I get a chance, I'll call the sheriff and report it.
What goes in the disaster kit again?
You don't remember?
No, sorry.
To tell you the truth, I have to look up a lot of things myself some days. Check the computer, that should help you out.
Would you happen to know who threw out the sales receipt for dried corn that's in the wastebasket over there?
Dried corn? Why would anyone around here buy dried corn?
To make the little piles of dried corn I keep finding around here. They look a lot more man-made than mouse-made.
Are you suggesting someone has been deliberately feeding the mice?
I think someone's been trying to lure them inside.
Everyone on this team has his quirks, that is for sure. But deliberately causing a mouse infestation? Nobody's that mental.
Why is there a file in the cabinet labeled Grange Theater?
Theater's kind of a passion with me. So when I got here at the beginning of tornado season, I found out the Grange needed a stage manager for the play it's putting on, and volunteered for the job. And soon became the sound and lighting director as well, which means when I'm not here or out in the field, I'm there.
It sounds like you keep pretty busy.
You don't even know the half of it. We're approaching final dress for the Grange's big play of the year. Everyone from around here shows up. You should ask Pa about it. He's got much more of a passion for the stage than you'd expect from a man in overalls.
I'd better get to work.
Okay. Oh, and thanks for driving that car up here for us. That was a big help. See ya.
All right, that's how it should look. This can wait till I'm sure no one's listening.
Hi, I'm Frosty. As you can probably tell from all this equipment, I'm the media guy. Still pictures, audio, video, digital, analog. I do it all. Do it pretty darn well, too.
Is there a story behind the name Frosty?
Sure is. Couple of years ago, before I met Scott or any other tornado chasers for that matter, I was out taking pictures of this ginormous thunderstorm that was brewing outside Norman. I'd drive for a while, jump out, snap some pictures, roll some video, jump back in, drive some more, just looking for good pictures, you know? I wasn't really paying attention to what the storm was doing until all of a sudden it got really, really dark. And then it just started pouring. And I mean, rain was coming down like my car had stopped under Niagara Falls, and the wind was blowing and the car was swaying, and then it started to hail. First just dime-sized stuff, then quarter-sized, then golf ball-sized, then all of a sudden, the windshield shatters and a hailstone the size of a fist lands in my lap. Then another, then another. Turns out I'd punched the core of an incredibly powerful HP supercell.
You'd punched the what of the who?
HP means high precipitation, lots of rain, and a supercell is a cloud formation capable of producing severe thunderstorms. The core is the worst part of a supercell, where violent updrafts can produce huge hailstones, to say nothing of tornadoes.
Did you see one?
That time? No. But I did roll down my window and start shooting, and I came away with photos and footage of hail that no one's been able to top yet. Overnight, I went from being Tobias Harlow, run-of-the-mill photographer, to Frosty Harlow, fearless documenter of extreme weather phenomena.
What happened to your arm?
What, these scratches? Just a few minor war wounds. See, I was climbing the fence next to the old Fraser Creek windmill so I could get a clear shot of some mammatus clouds. And what happened? I dropped my camera bag right into a patch of brambles. Thorns just about took my arm off when I went to grab it.
How long have you worked for Scott?
I joined the team last year after their photographer quit halfway through. This is my first full season.
I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team, I might add. I'm good.
I've harassed you enough.
Take care.
Come on, people, let's focus here. Oh, just a moment. This is why we can't have nice things in the workshop. All right, go ahead, caller.
Hi, it's Nancy.
Do I know Nancy? Don't plug that into there.
It's Nancy Drew. It sounds like you're a little busy. Is this a good time?
Nope. Well, it was nice talking to you. Goodbye.
Wait, hang on. We need to talk.
Just teasing you, ND. Mind if I call you ND? ND, I've been waiting for your call. If you mix those two beakers, I'm gonna have to switch insurance companies again. I trust you've been kicking up dust and giving those jokers some serious what for out there in Twister country.
Not exactly sure yet. I was hoping you could give me a little more information.
Shoot.
Do you think it's possible that your machines are just breaking on their own?
My machine's breaking? That's 8 kinds of preposterous, and 2 kinds of unbelievable, and another kind of, something else. You ever hear the story about the fox and the grapes, ND?
No, but this really isn't the time.
It's always time for this story. Well, actually, it's a long story, and I forget the beginning, and most of the middle. But at the end, the fox turns to the grapes and says, Krollmeister products never break.
That doesn't seem right.
I was being metaphorical, ND. Foxes don't talk, and grapes aren't known to be great listeners. But the long and the short of it is, my products don't break. It must be sabotage.
But why would anyone want to do that?
That's why I brought you on board, ND. I need you to... Terrence! The arc welder is not a toy! I gotta run, ND. You get in there and scare me up some clues. Call me back whenever you need, and if things aren't too hectic at the lab, I'll help you out as best I can.
I was wondering, why are you so concerned about tornadoes? You must have a lot of other things to worry about.
Truth is, I never have been one to worry, but darned if these storms don't have my socks twisted in a bunch something serious. See, ND, most things in the world can be tamed, or at least tricked into behaving the way you want. Not weather. Ever since a tornado tore through my home, I've been obsessed with figuring out what makes those twisters tick. Pretty sure I built the machinery to do the job. That's why I need you to make sure nothing too funny is going on. Once I know I've made sure that no one else is ever caught off guard by a storm again, then I can move on to the next project. Until then, I just can't.
That's a big goal. Maybe a little too big.
ND, I expected better from you. The only goals worth having are the big ones. Anyone can make a little goal and reach it. Who cares about that? If people only set reasonable goals, we would have only walked near the moon and not on it.
Do you know why someone would want to lure mice into their house?
Is this one of those sound of one tree clapping in the woods questions? Never was much good at those.
No, someone actually seems to be luring mice into the house.
Sounds like you've got a reverse Pied Piper situation.
What's that?
Who knows? Just made it up. I'd keep an eye out for something like that, though. And get a cat.
Why are you so concerned about these machines?
Now there's no such thing as something that is just a machine. Every Krollmeister product is a work of art.
Tell me about it. I couldn't agree more.
You're not a yes man, are you, ND? Yes men are dangerous. They get you thinking you're the greatest thing on earth, and the next thing you know, you're making the dumbest decisions that ever could be made.
I'm not. I was being honest.
All right, then. What did you think of the Krollmeister salad cannon?
It was a little too powerful for the job.
Well, Shoot, add diplomacy to your list of skills, ND. And what else can I do for you?
I'll let you get back to work.
Call back anytime. Nancy! Is that Nancy? You don't need to give me that look. It's a legitimate question. Maybe someone called and asked you to name your favorite detective. Oh, like it hasn't happened before. Hey, look. I bet you there is something good on the other side of those cobwebs.
Is this a bad time?
No, it's a fine time. We're just caught up in what we always seem to get caught up in anytime I want to go somewhere in a hurry. You can't blame me for this one. All I said was there's definitely something fishy about this place. But I say that at least 4 times a day.
Vacation's not going so great, I take it.
Not so great by half. Oh, it's fine. He's just mad we have to leave Paris without visiting the... What's that thing called? The big, boring, stolen stone thing? Luxor Obelisk. Yeah, that thing.
Why'd you have to leave so quickly?
Same old... Hey, look, a hidden door. Why don't you go check it out, Joe? Sometimes, if you give him something to do... Definitely a secret door. Textbook example. Okay, go check it out. What was I saying? You know what? No use in backtracking. I've got maybe 10 seconds before he butts in again to announce that he's found some secret lever or something. You're not going to believe what's in here.
So what exactly did come up?
1 second we're in Paris, and you know the drill. Museum leads to clues, clues lead to the Romanov fortune. I'm leaving a few steps outside. I call it the mystery of the trade trip. Would you please not do that? It's embarrassing. But enough about us. What's going on with you?
You know P.G. Kromeister, the founder of the company that makes pretty much everything?
I didn't know he was actually real. I thought he was more like actual astronaut, the Moonchunk spokesman, or that cartoon pterodactyl that sells used cars. Wow, he must be 100 years old.
Hard to say. He's got more energy than anyone I've ever met. Anyway, he hired me because he thinks that someone is sabotaging some of his high-profile known storm detection equipment. He sent me out to Storm Country to investigate.
Now, why would anyone want to sabotage storm measuring equipment?
I wish I knew. If you ask me, well, I guess it's too soon to ask me.
Is there anything the two of us can help you with?
Well, when I first arrived, I found a mysterious unmarked box full of cash, but I still have no clue who it belongs to.
It's hard to say what that's about, but one thing's for sure, it's important. Agreed. The fastest way to the bottom of any mystery is to follow the money.